Hi there, I'm Akita, and today I'm going to show you how to actually upscale an image and increase the DPI to about 300, and we're just going to do it in a couple of clicks. It's not going to take very long. You do need to have Canva Pro, which is honestly, it's the time saver that I didn't know that I needed, or no, scratch that. I did know that I needed a time saver. Let me backtrack on that one. I did know that I needed a time saver, but I had to do a lot of research. A lot of different workflows were tested by me before I settled onto this. But I love it. It saves me so much time, and I think that it's going to save you time too. Now, as a quick reminder, once again, if this is through Canva Pro. If you're someone who is selling clip art, I cannot speak highly enough with Canva Pro. Even if this was all that I did, literally, if this was all that I use it for, just like upscaling and doing the 300 DPI, I would still get Canva Pro. It has lots of other perks that I like, that I enjoy using through the actual program. But yeah, so let's go ahead and dive on in. I'm going to do a little demonstration for you with Little Mama right here, but I want to kind of first talk about, just really briefly, what does it mean to upscale? What's the benefit? What does 300 DPI mean? What's the deal with that? And all that kind of stuff. Now, and then I'm going to show you with Little Mama right here. She's so cute. How to go about doing all of that and just getting everything set up. Okay, so really quickly, I'm going to move my head. Here's a little infographic that I actually created in, click on that here. If I go, you know what, I'm not even going to do that. Okay, so that I made in ChatGPT because they just had this crazy update for their image generator. It's like ChatGPT image 1.5, I think, but it's really cool and I'm digging it. So I had to make me this infographic, and basically what upscaling does is upscaling adds more pixels for a sharper image. So if you don't want your actual clip art looking all grainy and grimy like it's like an 80s TV or a 70s TV show, you want to make certain that you have a decent size piece of clip art. Now, the pixels that are in there, the more that you have, the smoother it tends to be. But that's not all. You have to also do the DPI. Like the DPI and the upscaling go hand in hand. So the DPI stands for dots per inch. 72 DPI, very few dots. So that might be something that you might use, say, for a website. If you're doing graphics or clip art for a website and you don't want the page to take forever to load, you wouldn't need as many DPI. But if you're someone who's creating clip art for somebody who might print it out on a wedding invitation, a design for that, or maybe something for a bulletin board, you do want to have 300 DPI, more like 300 dots per inch, basically, to have a nice, crisp, final print, especially if it's being printed out. That's very, very important. Otherwise, people are going to get upset. Just saying. So why do both matter together? You have the upscale, you have the DPI or the dots per inch, and then it just basically does its own little feng shui into big, clear prints. That is my infographic, my little mini TED Talk. Okay, so let's go ahead and get going. So the first thing that you're going to want to have to do is make certain that the file that you're using, the file size, is about, and I played around with this a bit, 1400 pixels by 1400 pixels. Now, by the way, this, as far as I'm concerned, this only basically works for square images. Let me just go ahead and put a little disclaimer for that. Now, I think that this could also work for other different sizes, but I've only used it for square because that's really all that I have needed to do this for. Now, if you're doing maybe like a 3x2 or a 9x16 or something like that, you might have to do a little bit of tweaking, finagling, but this works perfectly for any kind of a square image. All right, so make certain that it's actually this size right here, 1400 pixels by 1400 pixels. And then what you're gonna do is what I typically do, honestly, I remove the backgrounds. This little lovely little young lady right here, I'm gonna click on this, and up here, the little box says background remover. So I'm just gonna go ahead and click on that. Easy peasy, it is done, lemon squeezy. Now, if too much comes out or it takes away some of your background, really quickly, if you click the image again and you go to edit, I'm sorry, that's something else I'm thinking of. Let's not do edit. Let's close that out. Go back onto background removal. And then where it says here in the box to the left, show original, click on that so you kind of see what you might want to add back. And then over here where it says size, you can go ahead and shrink it a bit, but make certain that you click on restore. If it's on erase, it's going to go ahead and erase more of the image. But if you wanted to restore or add some stuff, you just go ahead and click on the restore, make sure the size is decent, and then kind of scroll in here. And then you just kind of coast over, just brush over the parts, being very careful. I'm kind of speed doing this for the sake of time, but you kind of like draw this over the parts that you want to come back to still be seen with your image. And when you're done or you think that you're done, you go ahead and click done. All right, so all done. That looks cute. I like the little shading there. Perfect. So now at this point, there's not a whole lot left we have to do, which is freaking fantastic to me. All right, so what you're going to do at this point in time is go over here to share and then click on download. Now you can do this with a whole slew, like I've done this with as many as like say 20, 30 images, but in this particular case, I just want the first one, select pages, that's number 1. And then up here where it says size, I'm going to drag this sucker all the way over to the side until it's saying 3.125. Once again, you can only do this on Canva Pro. These little crowns, only Canva Pro. I'm going to go ahead and click transparent background, and then I'm going to go ahead and hit download, and it's going to do its thing. And I'll be back because it might take a moment. All right, so this has been downloaded. That's looking good, but I want to show you the comparison and how you know that it's actually 300 DPI and all that kind of good stuff. So over here is the original image, which I generated in Midjourney, and I just downloaded it just to kind of give you a comparison. And I'm going to show you here on my desktop. Here we have the original image, and then we have the actual one for the demo that I just did for you. So what you're going to do, just to double check everything, is you're going to right click, and then up here where it says properties, I think that's universal for if you even have a Mac or a PC. You click on properties, and then over here you go on to details up here at the very, very top. Now if you scroll down, you'll see the actual dimensions, and we see the pixels, and then we see the actual resolution, or the DPI. So 96 DPI, which is not good if we're going to go ahead and sell this, and people want to use it in their products, or yeah, in their projects. So let me get rid of that. Now let's go ahead and look at the one that we just zhuzhed up through Canva. Right click, properties, and then details, and look, voila. It is significantly larger. We have the 300 DPI, and everything is everything and good to go. So that is basically, okay, that is basically it. I mean, it goes fast. It takes almost no time. And background remover, upscaler, 300 DPI, all mixed up together, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. You gotta love this. It's quick, it's simple, and it is worth the cost. I'm not an affiliate. I'm just telling you how it looks and how it's rolling for me. So that being said, that's it for me for this particular video. If you're picking up what I'm throwing down, if you're liking the teaching, if you're liking what you're learning, please consider subscribing, liking, all the good kind of stuff. And if you're someone who's into digital products, things like that, please go ahead and snag a freebie or two below. There's some nice ones there for you to go ahead and play around with. And you take care, be well, and make something epic. Use this trick. Save yourself some time. Time is money. Let's save some time. Make money.